Naresh Garg, founder of a New Life Structures. If you ask me a question, what is proof engineering or what is a structural vetting? There are two things. One is principal engineer and second is a proof engineer. The role of a principal engineer to design a structure as a lead engineer, and the role of a proof engineer is to check that design, is to validate this design as per the codal requirements. That is the role of a proof engineer, to vet that design. Why proof engineering is must? Designing a one thing is a process, and proof engineering is to check that process. It is very obvious that it's not only in structure, everywhere. If one person does a one job, and the another should check that job to validate that design. That is the second line of defense. And since structure engineering, it's a very important aspect and the safety is involved in this project, so that is why the proof engineering is must and one should get that. There are many advantages to proof engineering. One is directly or indirectly time, effort and cost. If someone checks the design from the principal engineer and both comes to a one consensus that this design is fine and executable, that saves our time and that removes all the errors. If we don't do the proof engineering, what happens? But I cannot say, means the most important is the person who is designing, who is the principal engineer, that should be competent enough to do his job. Client, I would say, in a structure part, sometimes it's illiterate about structure engineering. So client choose best engineer, that okay, let this one is the party and they can design. And if that design is getting vetted from someone and they found serious errors, the same happens with us. Many design come to us and we found, okay, oh boss, that this design is not competent enough and there is a much more value addition required from safety also, material consumption also. So there are daily these cases come to us. Immature structure design does that. That is the responsibility of a proof engineer to check. And on the vice versa also, if the main principal engineer is good enough and he does something and second person checks his design, many times he does some value addition in that. That is why it is required, and especially for major projects, the projects which involve safety, which involve a major cost, the proof engineering should be there. That safeguards principal engineer also, that safeguards clients also. If you ask me what type of projects which comes in proof engineering, I would say any type of project, whether it is residential, commercial, schools, hospitals, any type of project, which project needs structure engineering, the same project is required proof engineering also, and that is a backbone. It's a parallel process. How New Life helps in structure engineering, in proof engineering? Our first intention is to make a building safe. It's 100% compliances of code. See, nowadays there are many structure engineers who are, it's a wrong word, who are not 100% competent, who are the learners or who are the beginners, and there are everyday codes are changing. So it's responsibility of a first principal engineer, second it's a responsibility of a proof engineer to get that project 100% as per the code compliance, and that we assure. As a New Life Structures, we assure the project which goes from our office, whether by as main principal engineer or by proof engineer, we assure that project should compliance 100% codal requirement. Second, we assure that it's an error-free construction. And third is economy. Sometimes less experienced persons design project and they buy By apprehension, they just put more steel, they make building heavier, and that is our responsibility, that is New Life's responsibility to check that structure, to check and to assure that the structure should be economical. And the last and foremost important is safety. Once the projects goes from the office of the New Life, it is 100% sure that that project is safe, that project is economical. The project should be executable and there is no compromise in safety as far as New Life is concerned. Thank you very much.